Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 12 of Canton. We are at Gibsonized, as mentioned in the previous video. I have already won the tournament in round 12 of 14, so you would think that a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. However, um, I am still very nervous because I don't want to lose any games. I wanna win all the games, and this process is facilitated by what happens when you're Gibsonized. Basically, um, when you've clinched the tournament, you then are paired with the person in the standings that the person that is closest to but cannot cash in the tournament, which means that mathematically there's no way for them to make it to a placing position. And you play the best player, the person that's doing the best, but that can't do that. Otherwise, if they pair you against someone who's doing like the worst, that's kind of not fair. However, in this particular context, I was paired against the player in last place, my clubmate Barbara, and the reason for that is not because of some pairing error. It is because she was literally the only person in the entire tournament that could no longer get second place, because that's how tight it was. There were three. There were yeah. There were 3 games left, and if the person in second to last place, Sari, won all of her games, there was a possibility that she was going to place in second. So, anyways, that is why I was paired against Barbara. However, what transpired prior to this game was very unfortunate. Obviously, Barbara being in the last place was very upset that she was being paired against me, the person in first place, and she thought like this isn't fair. Like I'm in last, he's in first. How is this? But that's just what it was, and I had to explain to her um, that the reason she was paired against me was for what I just mentioned. She was the only person that could not place, and therefore the pairing system paired her against me because I was clinched. I had clinched the tournament. But yeah, when this happens to me in tournaments, when somebody is really upset they have to play me because maybe I'm a top player and they're not, and she'd already had to play me earlier in the event. This sort of destabilizes me mentally. Like I haven't figured out a way to just like be okay with that. Like obviously I feel empathy, I feel bad for the person feeling bad, but it's also just like you can beat me. Like this is Scrabble. Like you're not necessarily going to lose, and if you win after being really upset that you're playing me, like that's going to hurt, right? And it's happened so many times, and I feel like it has something to do with my instability. I feel like I sort of don't play very well after like somebody starts complaining to me before the game. And I don't know, I still haven't been able to change that, but this was another opportunity because there are many opportunities like this where people complain, sadly. Another opportunity for me to get over whatever hurdle necessary to still win the game. So let's see how I play in this game. This is a really interesting game. I'm glad to be bringing it to you guys. I might do a separate video actually. I might do 2 videos for this game, but we'll see. So Barbara goes first, and she plays Hob. And every single turn, um, at the start of this game, um, yeah, the first 3 turns, she was just like really upset. She seemed like every time she drew letters, she was like she was just like not happy. Um, anyway, she plays Hob. I saw that I could play Leary or Erie here, but I decided to play QI. Really just need to get rid of my Q in this position. The Q is just so bad. So I played QI. Um, Barbara played OE for 11. Um, I drew into AO and I played a buy. I wasn't super happy with this play. Basically, Hobos is now a threat of a bingo. And then the K column as well going down. You can bingo here. And the thing that abai does is it creates another spot for an S, and I don't have an S, so it's not good to really create lots of S hooks, especially against lower rated players, because what if you just don't draw an S? Then they get these spots. But I figured I could play down the H column likely with my balance sleeve of E LOR, and also plays could come down on the 10 row that block abais. But I couldn't figure out what I was going to do about the hobos hook. But I figured that I could play with YER or something down the K column next turn as well, and that would actually block hobos, and YER doesn't take an S. So that was kind of my plan in this position. Barbara exchanged two, and then my next rack was this, and yeah, I just had a bunch of plays down here. Now I'm hesitant to say that I messed up here. Um, Obviously it seems really good to just play Albedo here. I probably should have played Albedo. I think I might have overreacted to Barbara's last exchange. She's clearly fishing for a bingo, and I didn't really want to give her a bingo that she didn't have. Like for example, if she was fishing without an S, or maybe just with a blank, she might not um, draw into something ending in S. So I figured that increasing her bingo chances wasn't the call here. I had a slight lead, and if I play Abba, um, the issue would be if she bingos with Abais or with hobos. But I figured with my leave of DELOR, I would be able to um, play through play through with an 8 letter word of my own often enough. But I think this is probably quite the overreaction. I should probably just play albedo and just like, or albedo, however you're supposed to pronounce that, and just like, I guess, ignore what she was trying to do. But this is a specific instance where it's potentially okay to give up a lot of points just to very much decrease your opponent's chances of a bingo. So if you look at the raw numbers, opponent next turn cuts the bingo in half. And if we're talking about a specific range of leaves that opponent might have, um, their bingo chances might be 30% after Abba and 75% or something after Albedo, just because of how close they already are to a bingo. So would you make the call here to give your opponent 30% rather than 75%? That is the question. And I thought it was worth it, but this could be a significant mistake because if she does bingo after my play and I don't have a comeback, I'm in trouble. And that's exactly what happened. So I played Abba. She played Ruliest. I was like, what did I do? Like, why did I do this? Um, why did I let this happen? Why didn't I just take the points? Um, so I have this rack here, and I chickened out of a bingo. So things are pretty bad here. I didn't know if Lord Like was a word. I figured she would probably challenge, um, and it looked like it could be a word, but I had no idea. Like I thought that lordly might be a word. Um, Give me a sec. Let me see if I can check that um, on the interface here. Let's see. Okay, define lordly. So sometimes when you have a word that already defines something in the manner of a lord, yeah, it makes it a lot less likely that there's another word that means the same thing. But as we know, logic is um, not really the prevailing factor with what is considered to be a word. But anyways, I was definitely tilted in the position of Aurelius of like, why did I just not play down the H column? I didn't even look for plays there. I'll tell you guys. I didn't even think about. I think I maybe saw doable on my rack, but I stopped looking there. I was like, I don't even want to play there. I'm just gonna play here. And yeah, this is a huge, 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 huge miss. Um, but yeah, I saw the word and I chickened out. So I could play Dork here, I could play down here. I decided to play Drook. I didn't really know what to do here, but obviously none of these plays are good compared to the bingo. Um, but it's still a game. I'm only down 25. Barbara exchanges again. Um, and I play Aglet for 29, and suddenly I'm ahead again. Barbara plays Zin, takes the lead, and I draw to this rack, and this is very interesting. I had a couple of options here. There's Jetty and Misty. Those were the two options I saw. That just no, just doesn't seem good. So Misty keeps up the scoring pressure, keeps the J, and I could easily draw into something like Jerd for 36 or G or something. Those plays aren't ideal, but they'll continue to score. So I'm not really worried about keeping the J here, but I really did like that this defended the board very nicely and kept my S and kept an M, which is a really nice scoring tile, um, and also a good bingo tile. So I really thought that this was better than Misty. However, there is a lot of value to just continuing to score and trying to score your way to victory here because obviously this only scores 17 points, and she could also have like a big play on the 15 row at some point, like with the X, for example, or even without the X, like she could score 40 points. So this does like block bingos, but doesn't do everything that I want. So Misty was definitely worth considering. I play Jetty, and Retired comes down. And now I am in a lot of trouble. I do have a very nice scoring play of mules, but look what this opens: Emo, EME, EMS. She can easily score points here. So yeah, I still played mules because it's just the best play. And then yeah, gave her a nice play of Fado. Um, and my next play here was very weird. I don't really know what I was supposed to do here. I drew the blank. I was very happy to see the blank. Um, oh, I should just do that. Okay, I missed this. I played Pogi. The other thing I was considering was Corgi, but the leaves seemed really bad. And I'm also kind of cutting the board off. But I should definitely just play Prague. That's a miss. That's 4 points down the drain for no reason. So 3J Prague. Yeah. So I played Pogi, which I think is probably better than Corgi, probably better than Copy, but not better than Prague. So yeah, things not going fantastically, but still a lot of play in the position. Barbara plays Haji, and at this point, I knew that she had an A and an S, and that is because I think she dropped letters or something off her rack, and so I caught a glimpse, and AS was on her rack. So in this position, I wanted to play like Curd or Crud, which seemed like the thematic thing to do because I'm down and creating a bingo lane here, creating a bingo lane here and here. That's kind of what I want to do. However, I knew that Barbara had an A and an S, so that changes things. If she has AS, I'm opening myself up to a possibility of a bingo um, on the fifth row if I play Crit or Crud. So I decided to play Crudo, which is a weird decision, but I'm just really trying to limit her counterplay with the S. Um, Not just next turn, but for a while. There are two S's left, and I might not draw any S's, and so I really don't want her to be able to utilize her S at any point. So it's possible that crud is still better because it sets up crude. It sets up I'm gonna bingo a lot more after crud. We see 40% versus 20%. That's a huge increase, um, and that just shows the power of the blank. But I thought again that I was gonna make this pretty large adjustment based on knowledge that I had about the quality of Barbara's Rack. So I played Crudo, and I was also worried the flip side is if she bingos from the C now, I'm pretty much dead. And that's exactly what she should have done. But she played through the C. She played increase. So look at this rack, this amazing rack here. I was really happy to see this come down rather than any bingo, any other bingo, like Cineast is what I saw from the C. Is actually the only bingo. She asked me after the game if there was something, and I was like, "Yeah, Cineast." Um, but yeah, anything else that scored more might have been problematic for me. This was still a problem, but it's definitely better than the alternative. So yeah, now I'm stuck with this rack, and I have two U's and a V, and I'm down 100. So what to do? You could play something like Uveal, play something like Q's. I decided to exchange, trying to extend the game, trying to bingo twice. It's going to be extremely difficult on this rack, on this board. Excuse me, man. But my idea with exchange UUV was to play on N2. I have the last S and the blank. Play on N2 for like 40 points, and then hopefully come back with just one bingo. Um, so that was my exchange. Um, Barbara then plays Fur. Great play. Doesn't open anything. Scores really well. Actually closes stuff. Um, and here I made a very interesting decision. Instead of playing Wages, which you can see is valued 10 points higher than Cages, I played Cages just to severely limit Barbara's counterplay because I'm down 130 points here. If oops, if she's able to score anything, um, I'm pretty much going to lose. So I could play Swage. Actually, that's probably right. Um, oh, it's only 30 points. Never mind. But yeah, I probably should still play Wages and just hope she doesn't have an E or an O. Just because it scores more and the C is obviously so much better. But I thought that I could get away with this, um, limit her scoring, and make something happen. Again, a huge adjustment to make, but given the score of the game, I felt like it's just game over if she plays on column O after Wages. So I play Cages. She plays Nevi, and I'm down 113, and I bingo because I have to. So I can play pre-owned for 86 or for 84. I decided to play for 84. Oh, Pondweed is also an option. Nice. I decided to play for 84 because I figured that this version of things allowed for a little bit more tricks in the end game. And what I mean by that is if I play pre-owned here, you have this triple, you have this triple. Um, you have just, I think the plays come a little bit easier. Whereas after this one, there's a lot of stuff that could maybe happen in this area of the board that Barbara might need to deal with in the end game. But yeah, this does leave one in the bag, and I decided to go for it. I think what I'm going to do here, guys, is end the video here after she plays Vav and put yourself put you guys in the end game position here. I'm down 53 points, and I want you to try and find a pathway to victory before I upload my next video about this end game. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but this end game was so deep that I think it's worth an entire video. Um, Again, I'm not going to reveal what happened in this end game. I'm pretty sure that this is just completely lost if Barbara plays her cards properly. However, there is a lot of poison in the position and a lot of precision needed on Barbara's part to sort through the position. So, yeah, if you want, you can pause the video. You can do whatever you want, and I will be back next time to, I guess, bring you through all of my thoughts and all of the possible scenarios that I was thinking of or brewing in my mind. And let me just look at these numbers, look at all this calculation. That's all I'll show you. Focus, focus, and I will see you guys again very soon for the conclusion of this this very very rough game. So yeah, see you guys next time.